Joseph, today we are going to buy some decorations for this Christmas season, so feel free to pick out what you'd like to get. When you find something, let me know.
Alright then, sounds good with me. And I will text you to see which item I would like.
Okay, just don't take too long, we don't have all day for this, because you have homework to get done when we get home. And one more thing, don't get yourself into trouble? Am I clear?
Yes, I understand, Mom.
Well then, I'll see you in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Alright, today, I'm looking for some Family Guy action figures to play with. I am going to look at some, because I really like Family Guy. If not, I will be looking for Family Guy Christmas tree ornaments.
Today it is a nice day at the mall. I have to think about which Christmas items I need for the holiday season, and to decorate my house, now that I have set up my Christmas tree around the house, and spend this wonderful time with my family.
Oh my goodness, you look so familiar. I didn't think I would see you here.
Joseph, I always shop here. What is the matter this time?
Oh, Mrs. Wilson, I was here with my mom to do some Christmas shopping.
And same here. Are you going to get a Coco Melon toy?
No, as a matter of fact, I have just moved on from Coco Melon, and I am only looking to buy some Family Guy action figures and a Family Guy 2026 calendar, because I like that show a lot better now.
It's good to hear that you're moving on from preschool shows, because you now realize that you're too old for them.
Oh, speaking of which, here's the most important request that I want you to make. And my request to you is to have Roger and Nancy enrolled at Johnson High School again.
Are you kidding me? There is no way I will want to have Roger and Nancy back at Johnson High School. Number 1, because I am the only one who can make those decisions. Number 2, even if I let them come back to Johnson High School, I would not want them in my school anymore because they keep bothering Alan and Sara, not to mention they were failing in all of their classes. Third reason, it's because you and Roger and Nancy got Sara suspended from school for hurting Alan's feelings, and claiming that he is too old for baby shows, when in fact, she did not do anything wrong.
More like yes, you do want Roger and Nancy back at Johnson High School because that is where they actually belong, not that silly special school. And I think they are going to be 2 of your top students when they return. So, stop being such an entitled Catherine, and I demand you let Roger and Nancy back at Johnson High School.
I beg your pardon, but what did you just call me?
You heard me right, I said to stop being such an entitled Catherine, just like my mom, and I demand you let Roger and Nancy back to Johnson High School, and in fact, let me go to Johnson High School so I can have classes with Roger and Nancy, and have Alan and Sara be held all the way to preschool, because that is where they belong.
Joseph, stop calling me an entitled Catherine, because that is not very nice of you to say that. And like I said, I am the only one who decides whether Roger and Nancy can attend Johnson High School, and furthermore, you know very well that Alan is still enjoying spending time with Sara at the quiet room, and he plans to stay there until he graduates. Besides, your siblings even told me that you always sneak off to other schools that you don't attend school, like Lakewood Elementary. Now, if you can just leave me alone so I can concentrate on my Christmas shopping, that would be really helpful.
No, I demand you let Roger and Nancy back to Johnson High School, because that is where they belong, and I demand that you get Alan and Sara suspended indefinitely and get held back all the way to preschool, because they deserve to get held back to preschool, and they are definitely too old for baby shows. Also, I can sneak back to Lakewood Elementary or through any other schools whenever I want, because that is my choice. So, accept the fact, and let Roger and Nancy back to Johnson High School. Also, I demand you give our electronics back after being donated.
Joseph.
No!
I am still not going to let Roger and Nancy at Johnson High School, especially with you, and even if you 3 come back to the school, I'm still going to get Officer Kevin to deal with you all, and that is final. And furthermore, I had to make you and Roger and Nancy to donate your electronics for what you three have done to Sarah, and Principal Jones already delivered the electronics to me, and they now belong to Sarah, and that is that. Now, please leave me alone, so I can continue my Christmas shopping.
I want Alan and Sara to get suspended. 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 Please, I want Alan and Sara suspended and get held back to preschool, and let me and Roger and Nancy back at Johnson High School.
Absolutely not. There is still no way I will let you three go back to Johnson High School. Besides, Roger and Nancy also threw their childish temper tantrums when I had to deal with them at the time. Not to mention, you don't even attend my school. I also got the same story from your siblings. You also don't belong at Lakewood Elementary anymore either, because you caused so much trouble for Miss Stillwater before. You and Roger and Nancy all attend the special school from now on. And no, you are not going to get your electronics back, and that is so final. Now, stop throwing your childish temper tantrums, and let me continue with my Christmas shopping. You're already wasting my time.
Don't call me and Roger and Nancy childish. 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 And furthermore, Roger and Nancy and I will sue you in court one of these days.
Joseph Christopher Reed, get up off the floor right now. You are in super big, and, super big, trouble.
Thank goodness that you're here just in time, Mrs. Red. Your son Joseph was demanding me that I let Roger and Nancy, and especially along with him, return to Johnson High School, when he should also know that they're still banned from the school grounds while not enrolled there. And he also tried to force me to give them their electronics back, when he should also know that they now belong to Sarah.
Don't you worry, Mrs. Wilson, my son always behaves like this many times. I just told him that he is not going to get his tablet back for what he and his friends had done to Sarah, but he didn't listen to me. And he always bothers people, and keeps on demanding them to do things, which is very unacceptable behavior. We will keep in contact with each other if anything else happens, if that sounds fine for you.
Sounds good to me.
Come on, Joseph Christopher Reed, you're coming with me, and you're going to be grounded when we get home. Let's go.
At long last, I can concentrate on what I need to buy. But still, when will Roger and Nancy and Joseph ever learn to grow up and stop causing trouble? Even Joseph's tantrums really bring me back memories of when Roger and Nancy threw tantrums when I had to deal with them so many times in my office before .
Joseph, stop crying. This has been like several times that you always keep on bothering people, and demanding them to do things for you, but only this time, you did this to Mrs. Wilson. You know very well that she had to force you and Roger and Nancy to donate your electronics after you three got Sarah suspended from school the other time, when in fact, Sarah did not do anything wrong.
But Mom, all I was trying to tell Mrs. Wilson how she was rude to Roger and Nancy, and we had to donate our electronics after getting Sarah suspended, especially for getting us banned from Johnson High School. This is so unfair. I was also having the best moment of my life enjoying my tablet, but now that you and Dad and Roger and Nancy's parents had to take our electronics away, and then you all had to ruin our moment. How could you do such a thing?" entitled Catherine.
Well, excuse me, you young crybaby, but I was not the one who started an argument with Mrs. Wilson at the mall, and then threw a temper tantrum. Besides, I also wasn't the one who teamed up with Roger and Nancy for getting Sarah suspended from school for something that she never did. And I wasn't the one who snuck into other schools I am not enrolled at, like Lakewood Elementary. And I was also not the one who keeps hanging out with Roger and Nancy. That was all you who did that, and because of your behavior, not only are we going home, but you're still going to be grounded until after the Christmas vacation. This means no hanging out with Roger, Nancy, and Chris. And you are only allowed to use the computer for homework assignments, and after the semester ends, we will take away your computer, until your grounding is up.
But I am really sorry, can you please at least buy me a pizza from Little Caesars to make up for this? I'm so hungry.
Absolutely not. Not with the way you're behaving right now, and we're not getting you pizza, because you're still grounded. I also overheard that you're trying to tell Mrs. Wilson that you and Roger and Nancy are going to sue her in court, when in fact, you can't do that, and besides, we told you many times that the judge is no longer holding any more cases, if Karen was involved. So accept the fact, and deal with it. When we get home, you will go upstairs to your room, and start on your homework. And, do not slam the door.
Stop it. Just stop it.